So it pains me to admit that Mark Halperin said something smart yesterday, but it has been stuck in my brain.
It
And
happens.
Yeah.
They load it into the teleprompter. I read it, and some
Broken
exactly.
clock syndrome.
And Dan was smart to jump on it too, which the equation is no person is illegal plus from the river to the sea equals Boulder.
yeah,
And I know the press is very, still has a lot of effect. Another thing that you've stumbled into the truth on, Mark, is that the establishment press still has more influence than people want to admit, even in the era of social media. And they've really tried hard to suppress the political side of this. You know what I mean? Like to keep it. But I think that this is one of those situations like we saw leading up to the 2024 win for Trump, where you can pretend watching guys win girls sports doesn't matter. You can pretend the border's not a crisis works and the voters still see it. I think Democrats are, I don't get it. I'm like John Fetterman did that fake debate down the street from me in Boston yesterday with McCormick, and it was a great, it was a round table, it was fine. And I'm like, why aren't Democrats doing this? Punch the free Palestine people in the face, punch the open borders people in the face. You can still be a solid John Fetterman Democrat. And so I guess my question for you is there something happening that I don't see? Because I'm looking for it and I don't see it.
all right, Michael,
Yeah.
great question. Dan, explain to Michael why your party doesn't seem to be getting the joke.
Yeah, because they're afraid of their base. I mean, look, Fetterman can do it because there is less of a social progressive base in Pennsylvania. It's more of an economic populism base up in, out in the T and up in Scranton.
Right.
A lot of these other senators and governors, et cetera, have these super progressive, 15, 20% of the electorate. It's where the online money is. It's where the organization is. And they're just like, I don't need the headache of going to war with them. So I say nothing. Right. And that was Kamala Harris's principle, right. Almost all of the campaign. Say nothing, offend nobody, try to hold everything together and have the other guy be so offensive that you hold your nose and come to me.
Yeah.
And Larry, do you agree that one reason they're able to say nothing is because of the establishment media's willingness to leave the questions unasked? I mean, imagine 3 Tea Party related events like the Shapiro Jewish Museum and this. Every Tea Party, politician would be sworn. You must talk about this.
Right. That's
but
right.
If you're a Democrat, you can just walk. I mean, we've got active campaigns across the country, no questions.
Yeah. The people. I'll just say real quick, Larry. The people who think they're doing their best to protect the Democrats and help them, the dominant media is wrapping them in blue bubble wrap and leaving them completely vulnerable to reality. Larry.
That's right. Because they're still operating under the rules of 15 years ago before there was an alternative media, before there was another way for news to reach the people. You're 100% right. And Michael, you point out that the border is probably, I raised the question of whether you can say whether a man can get pregnant or not. That's tough for them to deal with. The border should be easy. It's the lowest hanging fruit possible. And I wonder the fact that they haven't done it, the fact that they haven't stepped up and say, yeah, we were in the wilderness. We're going to fix this now. You can count on us. I wonder how much of it is linked toward the very real political power they get from having the open borders and having the influx of illegal immigrants. I'm not saying that they're all voting, but what I'm saying is the census rules dictate that all of those people, whether they're citizens or not, get counted for apportionment, and that has helped states like California, New York, and Illinois for their representation in the House and in the Electoral College. I know that's cynical to think of, but I think that that's a big part of this.
I still don't think it's their motivation, but it's crazy. Michael, thank you for coming. Always happy to see you.
Like what you see? Why don't you subscribe? This is a great opportunity to be part of unique conversations. Just hit the subscribe button. And if you want to watch our events live, go to twoway.tv.